What's up guys, Barbarian or Bust here, in the PTR with the bleed build. I'm not going to do a build guide for it, but I just want to go over the build and show you guys the pit with it. I know I showed off the pit before, but I want to show it off again. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Let's try 50. Alright. So while playing the pit, this is basically a Rend only build. You don't really need to rupture anything, because nothing drops loot. So you can just walk away. I love it. And every now and again, if you have to, you can hit rupture or steal grass. But mostly, I just walk away. I really like the pit. I feel this, they are greater rifts, but they just feel better. Very excited for Season 4. Definitely want to try some new builds. Really hoping they do some changes from the PTR testing, because, man, Veil Crystals are going to be hot. Everyone uses them for everything.
I'm not ready yet.
But this is... what level is this? Okay, so enemies are level 149. And I feel like how they make this harder is they took away our damage reduction. So damage reduction is a lot harder to get. But this definitely is way more powerful than before. Like, your power definitely goes up. As you can see here, I'm just ripping through this. But with the damage reduction pretty much gone, really got to be more careful. But overall, I really enjoy the pit. I like how it seems to be pretty seamless. It's like Avatar 2.0. And even if you die in the pit, you do get to still try to kill the boss, but you just don't get the actual chest at the end. So I think that's cool. You can try after the timer goes off. There you go. See what we got here. So we got 7 minutes, and depending on who the boss is will depend how... okay. This shouldn't be too bad. Ooh. He does hurt though. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. Gotta try to stand still.
Not ready yet.
Try not to get hit by that. Okay, we got this. Oh, there we go. Nice, nice. Alright, now I'm gonna go back to town. Nice, look at all that. I'm gonna go back to town to show off the build. Alright, that was awesome. Tier 50 done. Most of this will be similar from Season 3, so we still have like the Helmet of Might, Juggernaut, Battle Mad, Tempering Blows. That one I just had that on there. I just didn't swap it out yet. Weapon Masters, Edge Masters, Earth Striker, the Expectant. This one I just also didn't swipe out yet. Spinal Burning Rage. I don't really use that. Intercom, Blood Boil, and the Iron Warrior. Now what I want to show you is why I have the stats the way I do. So if we look at the weapons, we have strength, attack speed, damage over time, and then I forged damage and rend size. With this one, we had strength, damage, damage over time, damage again, rend size. Strength, attack speed, damage over time, damage to close, rupture size. And strength, attack speed, vulnerable damage, damage, and rend size. So those are all really, really similar. And if you look, there's not a lot you can put on. If I swap out that attack speed right now, max life I don't want on my two-hander. I don't want life on hit or fury on kill. So you can go damage or attack speed. Those are the two out of all that I would want. Resource cost reduction, we're absolutely fine. So we don't need that. And if we put this one in, so again, it's in that same category as this one. Let's take a look at this one. No, same category. And vulnerable damage. Okay, so this one has a couple different options. So as you see, we do have strength, attack speed, and then I also forge damage on it, and right now I have vulnerable damage on it. So we could go critical strike, but this is not a critical strike build. The two I'd really want would be damage over time or vulnerable. I haven't worked out which one of these are actually better right yet, but right now this build is shredding, like absolutely shredding, as you saw on level 50. So I definitely want to push this as high as I can. And if we look at, for example, I don't have any cooldown reduction on anything, but if we look at the helmet, when you look at the options here, strength is great, but really you definitely want health, and you no longer need armor because of the Juggernaut, unless you want armor on all your pieces. But resistances and cooldown, other than that, you'd want like cooldown reduction, a resistance, and really just life. Strength is there if you need it. I don't even have strength on this one. Fury per second, that's a huge stat. That stat is absolutely amazing. And with the Juggernaut, if we look at that, I could roll this with anything right now. But there's not too much to roll for. Again, don't want armor, don't want healing received, don't want thorns. Fury per second is great, but we don't need it anymore. Life per second I think is useless. We already have max health. We already have max strength. Really? So, and resistances. We're tapped out of resistance right now, so that's great. Defensive skills. In this build, we do use Iron Skin, but as you see, we're not dying right now. So there's no need to re-roll this. Because if you notice on my pieces, I do have a lot of strength and health. Like again, strength and health. So the choices are definitely more limiting, but you do a lot more damage. So that's one thing and this is like the D3 approach. And honestly, it feels good and it feels fun. So the game is now going to be about how to stay alive instead of do more damage, because you can easily do more damage. If we go over here for tempering, so just to show you, if we put this in and re-roll the weapon, for the bleed augments, there's really nothing else we want. Flageration is not good. It just increases your bleed time. Rupture size is good, but we don't use it enough. So really, Rend size is the only thing that you really need for this. Exposed vulnerability, we already have that. Pressure points, that's awful. So with this build, you really want Rend size on all of your weapons. This one, I got Rupture. Actually, I have 4 tempers left. So maybe I should try to do that. Because really, Rend size, you just use Rupture to finish them off. And if we also look at offensive, so we want damage or we want damage to close. Damage to close is obviously, well, actually, our Rend now, we deal so much damage. I don't know if it's considered close distance anymore, because melee range is supposed to be close distance, but now our Rend size is so much greater than normal. I don't know if damage to close is actually working. I would say go damage to close or just straight up damage. I think builds going forward, you're going to have a lot of similarities. You're going to have a lot of main stat, health, resistances. And that's going to be kind of on all your pieces. And then with the weapons, for me, I would like to have the 2 big ones put attack speed, main stat, and then a primary damage. And then with this one, do like the double damages. Because right now, my attack speed is, and I'm maxed out on all my reses, 1.8. So almost 2 attacks a second. That's why, and we take 2-handed axe. And that's why with the skill tree, I actually took this out. I feel like we don't need it. We already attack fast enough. We kill everything fast enough. That's not needed. And we do enough damage. And Rupture, we just gotta wait for that cooldown. So really, these updates are going to change the game a lot. Also, I noticed Gushing Wounds feels better than Unbridled Rage. I tried with both, and Gushing Wounds definitely feels better. I didn't try with Unconstrained yet, but so far this is definitely wicked. Also, this is not a critical strike build, so I do not have anything for critical strike in here. This is 100% damage over time, and the Paragon board looks very similar to Season 3. Weapon Master there, Hemorrhage with Ire, Might with Carnage, Blood Rage with Territorial, and my Blood Rage could be doubled because the cap is 16. That could go up. Decimator with Disabel, and we take Warbringer with Exploit. So very generic, much more powerful. These changes to the game are going to be really awesome damage-wise, and the new thing will be how to stay alive. Because when we get to the higher tiers, we're going to be worrying about getting one-shotted a lot. But I have the armor cap and my life. Honestly, I feel like I need more life. I'm going to try to get more life after that on some pieces here. If we're able to mastercraft these, then I'll get more life. So that's going to be the game. Damage is all set. Time to increase the defense. Anyway, so far the PTR is going well. I'm really enjoying it, and I look forward to Season 4. And thanks for watching my video, and I will see you guys next time.